hope to do something better. And that's really, it can't just have one thing all by itself.
Right, no.
Never works that way.
No, if we can just get better at letting all of the young people know that we're behind them, that we have their best interests at heart, and that we acknowledge them as members of the community, and we're going to do everything we can to help them succeed, then that's really a very good first step. You know, and nowhere in there did I say more money or more programs, just we are going to do everything that we can to help you succeed, because you're a kid. You're in this situation. It's not of your doing. So why are you, you know, we're going to try to help you. We're going to try to give you an opportunity.
Yeah, it kind of boils down to being a good neighbor in many ways, the way I look at it, because, you know, you may not necessarily be the exact neighbor to those children, but you might live in that school district and you might have a little extra time and say, gee, I'd like to mentor some kids, or help them with math, or help them with reading, or you know, other life skills, whatever it might be. Who knows what it is? But it boils down to being an adult, helping and being a mentor in many ways, and that isn't really about the money at all, but it helps to supplement whatever help they've been getting. You know, before we end our program, I want to mention to our viewers, because you brought this up too, the CLAC, which is the Chicano Latino Affairs Council. And in preparing for the program this evening, I thought, you know, I'm going to look up the organization so I have a little idea about who they are. And I didn't realize really how they were formed, but they are a statewide government agency that was created by the legislature of Minnesota here in 1978. And so, as you mentioned, of course, they work to provide the governor of the state with information and knowledge about what is going on in the Latino community statewide. And that it says here that the primary mission is to advise the governor and the state legislature on the issues of importance to the Minnesota Chicano Latino community. And it also talks about that they publish the various accomplishments of the community in Minnesota here, and they've got a website where there's a wealth of information on all kinds of statistics about the immigration statistics from 2010. It's amazing the amount of information there, and it's all at your fingertips.
Right. If anybody wants to know anything about the Latino community, they can go there. And they've actually partnered with the Minnesota Humanities Society, I think, to create 30 or so videos that highlight entrepreneurs or Latino government elected officials, and it's very well done. It gives you an entire history of where the Latino community first settled over on the West Side Flats along the riverfront in St. Paul, and then their evolution from there and where we are today. So it's a very very intriguing story. I didn't know a lot of those things until I went on the website and watched some of the videos. So I encourage the audience to do so as well.
And they have a little pie chart on their website, and it's way too small for me to show on TV, but I can certainly describe it. And it's about the origins of the foreign-born Minnesotans, and that those from Asia are 34%. The Latin America is 26%. Then from Africa, 18%. Europe is 17%, and all others is 5%. So I'll tell you, that gives you a really good cross-section of understanding really our immigrant communities here in Minnesota. And as you had mentioned, that the number of folks in the Latino community has really astronomically increased over the last 10 years.
Almost doubled, yeah.
Yeah, and which is amazing. Now we have only about 5 minutes left of our program, and so with that last 5 minutes, I know that there's other things you wanted to talk about that we have not covered yet, and it's going to be hard to fit it all into 5 minutes.
Sure.
But with that 5 minutes, what other last top or ideas do you want to leave our viewers with?
I would like to see more individuals and organizations follow some recent examples that organizations have kind of proposed. St. Thomas University recently released 15 full scholarships for Latina and African American applicants to get their MBAs. So I saw this announcement and I immediately thought, wow, okay, here's a university that realizes that in order for them to kind of add value to the corporations in Minnesota, they need to prepare more diverse management candidates. Mm-hmm. And we know how this is me pretending I'm St. Thomas, right? They're saying we don't have enough applicants. So we are going to extend these 15 full scholarships mm-hmm. to the community. Hopefully we can fill all 15. We will prepare them and then keep them here. It prevents brain drain. It promotes the diversification of our management within corporations. That's the first academic institution that I've seen do something like that. Mm-hmm. And it's an indicator of, I think, what is to come. I think other schools have already taken note mm-hmm. of it.
And it's preparing for Minnesota's future. Mm-hmm. Because in looking at the demographics and looking at the trends, we know where the future is going. It's going to be more diverse, but yet you need to prepare for that. Mm-hmm. And you need to have, as you mentioned, you need to have a more of a wide range of management candidates mm-hmm. to be able to work with those who are in the workforce. And again, with the book, Latino Talent, that kind of works well with that whole concept of preparing Minnesota for our bright future so that we have good paying, sustainable, mm-hmm. long-term jobs here.
Right.
So I want to thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thanks for having me.
I think that our viewers certainly will come away thinking, wow, I want to know more. So I want to thank you very much for taking this opportunity.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. And to our viewers out there, I want to thank you for tuning in to this episode of Off the Record News. We'll see you again next week. New show, new topic. Until then, bye-bye.